there are a couple things to fix before we fix the attack. I think we started pretty well the game. We created probably three chances, two of them very clear before the 1-0, and we couldn't score. But I feel like we are not at the level of the intensity that we need to have on and off the ball. So more than the attack, because I feel that we created some decent chances, especially in the first half. But the levels of intensity are not there. So we need to fix that first, and then we can correct some others.
How do you do that? How do you fix the levels of intensity?
Well, training session, work hard. Now we have to recover. They have to see what we need to do better. We already talk, and I expect better next time.
Gonzalo, is that lack of intensity surprising to you? Is this something that you've seen in the past from this group of players?
Yeah, it's hard to say. It surprised me because normally we train at a high intensity. Our training sessions are not the issue. It's once we are there, it feels like the opponent wanted a little bit more than us tonight. Like they were hurt about the last game, 3-0 in their house, and now they are coming here with this mentality of maybe they were not playing very offensive in the first half, but they were defending at their very best, winning the duels. If they need to foul Thiago 20 times, they do that. Like they do everything they need to do to win. Last game against Miami, it felt a little bit the same. Like they were not, attacking constantly to us. They were just more in the middle block, defending, but they do that very well. And it feels like we haven't come back to that, the beginning of the season where I felt that full determination. I felt that full commitment. And it's not like we are far away from that. We're not that far. But it feels like the opponent wanted a little bit more, the last two games especially. So we need to come back to that. They need to realize that every point at home is very valuable. We need to win at home every time, but we need to start with the mentality.
Do you feel, as the manager, do you have the solutions right now to fix this 4-game skid?
Yes, I have a great squad. I have no questions about my team, no doubts. It's more about, they have to understand that we all need to be better. And I have the tools, of course. I have a very good team. We were playing very good before the first goal on the ball, but it's, again, that lack of intensity in key moments of the game put us in tough positions. The first goal, only one shot on goal the first half, and it's a goal, and we're losing 1-0 when I felt that we were dominating pretty much the whole half. And then starting in the second half in a set play from very deep, they getting behind us. So that lack of attention, that lack of intensity, penalty, red card, and now everything is a very different game. So we need that level of intensity of high demands in every action, every reset, every throw, in every set play. We need to be full committed, and that's what we need to do.
Do you have any suspected reasons as to why the intensity has dropped in the last couple games? And especially, I was just thinking, the first Charlotte game, you played the same lineup as you played tonight. Obviously, you got a much different result. Does that great result that you had early in the season play into the lack of intensity tonight in your eyes?
Very, very good question. I feel like, again, momentum. Momentum matters. And in that moment, I felt that preseason was pretty good. We were honestly in a very good standard in terms of that intensity. And again, that international window kind of killed that little momentum we had. After that, I don't think we have played at the same caliber. The New York Red Bull game probably was one of those that, maybe we played the same intensity, but after that, no, I haven't feel it. So again, we have it because otherwise we wouldn't have shown that in the beginning of the season. And again, we're not that far as well. So again, the margins in MLS are very, very small. So it's not like it's very easy to win in this league. You see that constantly many results that seems to be not likely, and it happened. So again, we need just to find that extra boost of intensity to get the results that we need. So again, at times can be pretty, at times it can be the best football, but we need to have the full commitment. That's what we need.
Coach, what do we do well tonight that we can take into Wednesday?
I think, again, before the first goal of Charlotte, we were disrupting them very, very well. I really liked the movement of the ball, the balls in behind. I felt like Luis Araujo was very, very good in that period of time before the goal. He dribbled past 2 or 3 players in one play, and then he crossed with the right foot, and then Caleb Wiley couldn't finish that play almost in the PK. And then a couple passes into Brooks. One of those, maybe he can activate Andrew Gutman, but he passed the ball to Brooks. So it was kind of cohesive movements, patterns of play that they found on their own that were very good, a very good standard. But again, consistency. We need to maintain that level of play throughout the 90 minutes. That's part of what we did very well. After that, again, set pieces. We're scoring many goals in set pieces, one post from Giacomakis, so we need to continue attacking on the flanks. And then maybe the cross doesn't come right away because we're not finding those passes very often, but maybe it's a corner, and from there we have to know that we're dangerous in set pieces, so that's another positive to me.
Gutman, Sid, locker room's open.
The team has 1 win and it's past 7. Are you starting to feel any more pressure than at any other point since you've been with the franchise?
There's always pressure. I will answer like that. There's always pressure. Whether we start to be in a very good position in the standings, at times we were in second place, and now we drop in third, and now, I don't know, I haven't checked if we're in fourth now, but and then maybe we're a bit complacent, we're safe, we're there. So maybe we need a little bit of, understanding that everyone wants that privilege position in the standings and be higher on the standings, and we need that pressure maybe, everyone. So I always feel pressure being in Atlanta United, for sure. The demands of this team is very high, but maybe we need a bit of this pressure to really succeed. You see some of the stories, some of the teams being in the bottom, and then from there, 1-2 games, they get some momentum, and then they're back with that fire. That's what we need. I feel like we need 1 or 2 games where we played this way intense and we get the results, and then we're going to be back in a good shape. But again, momentum matters in MLS, and we need to get that momentum back.
Sid and Henry.
Gonzalo, the red card, you discussed that in the penalty on Andrew. Can you discuss what reason the official gave you for that call?
No, I didn't even ask. I think it's a clear PK. I don't know about the red card. That's, I don't know. I don't think today we lost because of referees. Of course, there were many plays where maybe we're not in agreement, or situations or management, but no, I didn't even go hard on the referees. I think, it was a clear PK. Before that, there are many things that happened that I'm not happy with in that play in particular, but we'll correct that with film, training, and then come back stronger on Wednesday.
And then, I feel like you kind of touched on it earlier, but the overall mood in the locker room, I imagine, pretty distraught, pretty down, considering the hot start that you all had, not just at home, but overall this season. What's kind of the message that you gave the guys? Were there anyone in the locker room that kind of spoke up, any of the players kind of spoke up and
Yeah, we talk.
discussed it?
We talk. I will keep that in private for sure, but we talked just now, and there were a few that talk, and we just need to translate those words in action, and again, find ways to win next game. That's what we need to do.
Henry and Felipe, reminder, locker room's open.
Gonzalo, so with the exception of Quentin Westberg, this was essentially the same lineup that went and won 3-0 in Charlotte. Now, you've mentioned intensity, but is there anything else? What else was different today from back then?
A little bit also, home necessity to win points in that game, if I remember correctly. Yes, we were trying to play off from the back, but they were probably more proactive at playing off from the back, and from there we gained a couple transition moments. We regained the ball higher on the field, and then from there we produced 3 goals in the first half. So again, the stage of the game matters as well. So it's very different when in the first few minutes you scored the first goal. Maybe you scored that goal with 1v1 from Luis Araujo, or the cutback from Brooks to Caleb Wiley, and then it's a very different game. And then we can manage better. Maybe from there we can score goal. I felt that not scoring certain goals in key moments kind of affect the mood a little bit of the team, and we cannot be like that. We have to continue, relentless pressure on the opponent trying to score the first goal, and after that, it's a very different game. I mean, there are no secrets. In MLS, every time you score the first goal, there are more probabilities to win the game. That's statistics. So we need to go for that and score the first goal, and after that, I think the management of the game can be better. So answering your question, yes, we were more intense in that game, but at the same time we had a result that was in our favor. So probably it was easier to manage that desperation of the opponent playing at home with 3-0 down. So we need just to continue with that intensity for 90 minutes. That's what we need to do.
And the team looked very solid at the beginning before the 1-0, like you said. And then the confidence sort of dropped. Like after conceding, it looked like the team started to struggle, right, and started to I guess, be frustrated in their attack. How do you stop this from happening in the future?
Well, that's the process. We talk about that. We show film, and we talk to the players about it. I think they are conscious on that, and we just need to, try to be more consistent throughout the 90 minutes in terms of intensity, football. I don't feel also after the 1-0 we were too down. We still create a few chances, or have chances. But yeah, of course, the first few chances were very clear, and we need to score that. We need to be killers inside the box, and that's what we need to do.
Gonzalo, quickly, is this only about intensity and confidence and just like a sort of a bad batch of games, or is there any concern that the players aren't computing your message at key moments of the game, that when they go down they don't have the solutions? Because that's a bigger problem if that's the case. Is there any concern that perhaps just tactically and strategically there's a bit of a disconnect right now?
No, I think when I talk about intensity, it's just the first thing we need to correct. It's the first thing. Because once you have that amount of intensity, that amount of desire, not just off the ball or with tackles on duels, it's not just that. It's about proactive movement in the attacking half and proactive, runs in behind. And I feel like the players understand clearly what we try to do, because otherwise we wouldn't produce as many chances as we are producing, especially before the opponent's first goal. You remember the game against Miami, and before the first goal we had also very good chances to score goals. This game was probably the same. So I don't see that. It's more about the mentality to sustain that level of plays and actions that can hurt the opponent in any moment. Also, we need to do better defensively, So, but I will start today with intensity. But there are a few things after that probably we need to do better. And yes, maintain the levels of concentration, determination in key moments of the game. And we talk about that. We have done that in the past. So again, I don't think it's a lack of understanding, because we already did that. Now, whether we have to adjust for teams that are probably more proactive in defending in a lower block, middle block, and then counter. I mean, yes, we need to adjust a little bit, but I feel like even with that, we were creating good chances, and we need to do better at finishing those plays with goals.
Westberg, el portero, y a Clement Diop. Obviamente yo los he visto en los partidos y son dos porteros totalmente diferentes. Pero en lo poco que vi a Clement Diop, me pareció que juega mejor desde atrás, con los pies y con las manos, sin desmeritar, sin querer decir que hoy Westberg lo hizo mal, pero me parece, mi punto de vista, que Clement controla un poco más la defensa. De pronto tú has visto algo que yo no veo en los entrenamientos, y yo me refiero y me baso en los partidos que he visto en ambos porteros.
Sí, sí, entiendo tu punto de vista. Creo que Clement lo hizo bien cuando jugó, pero efectivamente, como dices, nosotros vemos muchas más cosas y al final capaz que no es que sea mucha la diferencia o que no veamos lo bien que lo hizo Clement en algunos momentos de los partidos, especialmente en aquel de Open Cup donde creo que salvó muchas jugadas. Creo que nosotros como entrenadores evaluamos muchas cosas, entrenamientos, muchas situaciones y discutimos y al final tomamos una decisión. Creo que hoy Quentin estuvo muy bien, creo que no tuvo algún error, no tuvo situaciones que demeritaran su actuación. Creo que en la construcción en momentos se precipitó en algunas decisiones, en la salida de balón controlado, pero en otras creo que decidió bien y salimos limpiamente. No creo que eso haya sido un factor el día de hoy.
Y la otra es Miguel Berry y Matchup. Igual, yo los he visto jugar a los dos y me parece que ofensivamente, que es lo que hablabas, y que le hace falta gol a este equipo, porque cuando no está Giacomakis el equipo se ve chato. En el último tercio de la cancha no hay quien pueda definir. Y la mayoría de los equipos se han dado cuenta que el motorcito de este Atlanta United se llama Thiago Almada. Y cuando lo cubre muy bien, el equipo sufre. ¿Cómo poder resolver ese problema? Afortunadamente ya jugó unos minutos Giacomakis hoy y se vio la diferencia del equipo. Pero ¿qué se debe hacer o qué se puede hacer cuando Giacomakis no está? Porque no hay un delantero o un jugador en el último tercio de la cancha que defina, y no hay alguien que tome que se eche el equipo al hombro aparte de Thiago Almada cuando a él está muy cubierto y muy bien, que lo atacan muy bien y lo anulan prácticamente en el partido.
Sí, creo que no pasó tanto porque nos anularon a Thiago Almada, porque al final creo, desde mi punto de vista, que antes del 2-0, que creo que cambió todo el partido teniendo uno menos, ahí el partido se abre, intentamos de hecho arriesgar muchísimo, esos son unos cambios muy, muy agresivos, que capaz que les permitieron al rival tener más ocasiones de gol que las que deberían, pero creo que el equipo generó, incluso que sí entendemos que los rivales están marcando más a Thiago, es normal, pero creo que hoy Luis Seguén tuvo un buen partido, desequilibró bien el primer tiempo y después del 2-0 cambió el juego, ¿no? Entonces Brooks Lennon llega muy bien a línea de fondo, está encontrando pases importantes, Caleb creo que está llegando también bien, ahora lo perderemos porque va a la sub-20. Entonces son situaciones que por supuesto merman al equipo, por supuesto que el peso específico de Yaco al ataque, ustedes ven en cuanto entra a la cancha 20 minutos con uno menos, la energía cambia, es que atrae jugadas, es que combina con Thiago, es que lucha, pelea y bueno, pues sí, lo estamos extrañando por supuesto. Confío también en que Miguel en algún punto va a poner todo junto porque en los entrenamientos hace cosas muy buenas, Miguel, y en los partidos también por momento, pero le ha faltado también alguna jugada clara, moverse al momento justo al primer poste donde a veces caen los centros y nos ha faltado. La decisión de Miguel contra Macho era un poco recordando aquel partido de Charlotte donde creo que Miguel lo hizo muy bien, y también que si poníamos a Macho de 9, tener a dos 9 en la banca nos impedía que uno de los dos jugara, y creo que poner a Miguel de 9 nos agregaba una opción de matchup como pasó capaz que en otra posición que nos podía dar. Creo que Macho Boy entró bien al partido, cambió de ritmo, tuvo algunas situaciones buenas, y eso fue la decisión, pero sí evidentemente necesitamos un poquito más en algunas partes, encontrar mejores zonas a Thiago y movernos después cuando Thiago tiene la pelota, pero creo que Luis nos puede dar ese desequilibrio también en el último tercio.
Muchas gracias.
Anyone else?